Hello, Paso. This is Wicked Ink 915, tattoo artist out of the borderland. I specialize in custom tattoos and digital art for band logos, business logos, and personalized art. Find me on Instagram at Wicked Ink underscore 915 or under Wicked Vinyl Creation to schedule appointments for your next tattoo or to get your personalized merch such as stickers, t-shirts, mugs, and patches. Thank you and have a great day.
Welcome back to the BAMC Showcast here. Special to our second ever Zoom episode. My guest this time is a huge pillar of the Southern New Mexico music community here. You've seen him in his bands Shalem, Blak. I'm sure you've seen him gig solo. And he's also promoter doing his third festival, Southwest Metal Fest 3, new location at Picacho Peak Brewery. Mr. Travis James Manning, welcome to the show, sir.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate you, man.
Likewise, man. Appreciate you fitting me in your busy schedule. I know you got a lot going on these days.
That's for sure. Too much, actually.
Between bands and home purchases and festivals.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, teaching full time. And then I'm also going to taking classes for teaching as well. So it's just been, yeah, it's been pretty insane, but it is what it is. Got to be happy to be busy and not bored, you know.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, man. So, we're coming up on it this Saturday, August 23rd, Picacho Peak Brewery. Tell everyone what they can expect, especially the newbies who've never been to one of your events.
Yeah, this is well, it's the third annual. It's a new venue, so it's a little bit different. We used to do it at Amador Live. But it's a great venue. Basically, yeah, we've got, 13 of the top Southwest metal bands in the area. I mean, there's a whole bunch. I got a list of about 75 bands, so there's a whole bunch of really good bands out there. But we've, handpicked some really, really good ones this year. I actually had a committee of people kind of work with me to do it. I had other musicians and everybody. I just said, here's the list, pick your favorites, and then I kind of lined them up next to each other and see who picked the same bands, and kind of went from there. So it was a challenge, but I figured, it's been kind of me picking for the last couple of years, and I figured it would be good to get, some other people involved in that as well. So but yeah, so we're gonna have 13 bands from 2 o'clock to midnight. It's just constant 30 minutes on, 15-minute changeover, 30-minute on. We're gonna have a guitar giveaway that we'll be giving away at the end of the night. I was trying to do two, but I think I'm only gonna be able to afford one. But everybody that shows up gets a free raffle ticket. You walk in the door, you get a raffle ticket. So if you're there when we call out the guitars, then you can have a possibility to win it. Also, you can buy more raffle tickets if you'd like. You can buy an armload for $20, and I mean, if you want to, have a better chance at winning and stuff. We do have T-shirts as well. Hopefully, I should say they were supposed to. They shipped them off on Monday, so they're supposed to get here. We'll see.
Better.
I sure hope so. I hope so. So
So, it starts at 2, and again, no cover, correct?
yeah, no cover. It's free. It's all age. And actually, yeah, we just confirmed on 3 food trucks last night. Of course, beer from Peak Brewing Company. So it's yeah, food, drinks, free, all age. From what I understand, I think the city of Las Cruces is going to bring. They have a little truck, I guess, with all types of cool stuff on it. They're going to bring cornhole and a bunch of stuff for the kids and stuff too. I think so. And that'll be early, probably 2 o'clock is when it starts. So if you want to bring the kids and stuff like that, they'll have some stuff for them to do as well.
That's awesome. Free show, fun for the whole family. We need more events like that, man. I appreciate you doing that. That's
Oh yeah,
cool.
for sure. Thank you,
Mass
man.
appeal
Yeah,
for
I always
sure.
That's kinda what I always thought with the metal stuff. I kinda wanted to be open to everybody and just, have, especially the young kids. I like, you want people to, or the youngins to be able to, kinda see what see the metal scene and all that kinda stuff. And actually, both years, I've had, like, the 15-year-old bands come up and go, "Hey, we wanna play next year." And I'm like, "Cool, get on the list." And we actually do have a young band, opening the show. They're called Bedbug, and, I think the oldest one is, like, 18 or 19. I think it's 19. But anyway, so there's a bunch of youngins, and then, they got a couple girl singers, and they're killer, man. So they're gonna be opening up the show. So it was good to be able to get, a younger band on there as well.
Yeah, that's the only band on your roster that I'm not familiar with, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say me too, actually. Well, I've seen videos of them, of course, but, yeah, I was like, all the other bands, I'm like, yeah, Soren, I've never seen them live. I've seen videos of them as well, but I've never seen them live, so I'm really looking forward to that.
No, it's on deliver, I promise.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I imagine. Yeah, everybody keeps telling me they're freaking ridiculous, so
So who are the food trucks that you got? Who are the food trucks
oh,
you
let's
got
see.
pre-confirmed?
Yeah, we got, Luchador. They're one of the ones here in Las Cruces. There's another one, I think it's the I can't remember what it's called, hot dog truck or something like that. They have hot dogs, hamburgers, burritos. I mean, pretty much anything with them. Luchador is more of Mexican food, tacos, that kind of stuff. And he got one more, and I had not heard of that one, so I'm not. It was the owner of Picacho Peak got him, but so I'm not sure. I can't remember what kind of food he said, but either ways, it's got some variety. And then Picacho Peak also serves food as well. They do hamburgers and, some sandwiches and that kind of stuff too. So, but we figured with them, they probably wouldn't be able to cover. Hopefully, if we have so many people, they wouldn't be able to cover it. So we want to make sure we got, enough food for everybody and everything. So.
Yeah, I know when it comes to the food trucks and especially the breweries, New Mexico, you guys got us beat in that area for sure.
I was gonna say we have a food truck, I don't know what they call them, festivals or whatever, where literally, I guess once a week where they used to have once a month, in the mall parking lot where all the food trucks go out there and everybody parks and you just go and kinda, check out all the food trucks, which is pretty cool. I think there's some pretty good ones down El Paso too, but yeah, we got quite a few here in Las Cruces.
Yeah. All you El Pasoans out there, don't sleep on the Las Cruces scene. I know it's a 40-hour-minute drive or hour drive, but keep going, check out the scene, man. The good bands, good food, good beer. I mean, y'all are missing out if you don't go.
For sure. Yeah, there's a lot, in Cruces actually, we're picking up the ball now. It's kind of died off for about a year and a half. Well, I should say through COVID. But even after that, or even before and after that, we didn't have a metal show in Las Cruces for like a year and a half. And so that's why we decided to do the Metal Fest. And ever since then, a lot of the venues and cruises are starting to go, oh, people like metal. We can actually book some metal shows. So we've got Palacio Bar in Mesilla that's giving us, we do pretty much once a month down there, depending, a Thursday night down there, the metal night. And then Picacho Peak, where we're going to be doing the festival. He wants to do more as well, and they actually normally can do Fridays, which is kind of nice. We got another venue for that, and then there's a place called Amara Winery that is letting us do it as well, and they're on Fridays as well. So we got some more opportunities for people to be able to play and that kind of thing. And it's always been this thing for me too. When people are coming through town, on the tour or whatever, I'd love to be able to give them a place to play on a Monday, Tuesday, that kind of stuff. But it's really difficult in Cruces because we only have certain days to be able to do it. So, but either way, we will always try to help and, get people through if we can for sure.
I've seen you do it. You've done what I've been trying to do. You did Cruces Thursday, El Paso Friday, Alamo on Saturday. The most I've
Yeah,
done is
yeah,
2
exactly.
towns so far, but yeah, you kinda got the whole loop thing going on, kinda beat me to the punch. I like it.
Yeah, right. No doubt. And actually, well, the funny thing is the first Southwest Metal Fest was actually in 2003. And it was actually a tour. What we did was I had a bunch of friends in different cities, and I said, "How about we do this tour? Call it Southwest Metal Fest." I put a compilation CD together, which actually I just saw for sale on Amazon the other day. I was like, "Hey, that's one of my CDs." It was pretty funny, but yeah. So we did El Paso, we did Las Cruces, we did Albuquerque, Flagstaff, Phoenix, I think that might have been it. And each band in their city kind of booked their own show, and then we just kind of put it together as a tour, and it was pretty cool. We had E9 in El Paso, we did Court Youth Center here in Las Cruces, and oh God, Albuquerque, I think was the Attic. Club 111 in Flagstaff, and I can't remember Phoenix whatsoever. There was a bunch of clubs, but yeah, so that was the first original Metal Fest, and that's what I always liked the idea of is doing little tours with the same bands and stuff like that. And so locally, the cool thing is if I can get one show in Cruces, then you can usually get El Paso and Alamogordo. So it kind of encourages bands to want to come through and do a full 3 day. I actually just got hit up by oh, like a villain, from Tucson that wants to come through, and they had a date or 2, and I'm like, "Well, if we can get it, get a little tour set up." That's really what I try to do, Friday, Saturday, or I mean, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if possible. If not, just Friday, Saturday, but, that's kinda what we shoot for.
Yeah, plus, like, when, El Paso too is like a weekday town, but it's like weekend, it's like, "Hey, come," it's not gonna be top dollar, but you can get some gas money, sell some merch, I mean, better than a day off.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure, and that's the thing too, a lot of these touring bands, yeah, they're just sitting around on a Tuesday, at least we give you a place to play, that's the thing with El Paso, and I love that, Rock House, we're really lucky to have Rock House because 'cause they're, open to doing that kind of thing, and obviously, one of the, few places bringing, really big acts through and stuff or, touring acts and stuff, so, yeah, I've always gotta give it up for Rock House, they've been really cool. Of course, you got a lot of the other places I have no idea about, but they're popping up left and right, I think,
They are, yeah.
there's a lot of different cool places, Living Room and all these other places I've been hearing about, so it's cool, there's a lot going on down there as well.
Yeah, on the Alamogordo end too, like I said, we did this show the Double Shot Mistress at the Rocket, but that whole downtown's starting to revitalize now. The I guess the town hall, the city hall, the Young Bloods was taking over. So you got restaurants popping up. They got a rad coming there. I mean, some cool stuff
Oh,
happened in that town.
nice, nice. Yeah, I heard something about Rocket. Is that it's a music store? Is that right?
It's a store right now. So the end goal, and they're waiting for the construction downtown to finish the road development,
Oh,
but it's an instrument shop slash repair shop slash venue.
okay,
So
awesome.
we were able to do ours
Yeah.
outside in the parking lot next door, so we weren't in the building, so we were able to get away with that, and the town city hall approved it, and they were actually really cool. They put our flyers up on their TV monitors and shit, so, I mean,
Oh,
the local
awesome.
government there has been awesome. I say New Mexico really hooks it up.
Yeah, that's great. I guess, they're stepping it up over there too. And Alamogordo's always, well, at least in the last few years that I've known, there's so many great musicians out there and people that, just want to make things happen. Bart's one of those guys, obviously, and the Aggressors guys, and of course, Invictus and all those bands. All those guys are just all about doing it. They want to just put the music on. They're all about the music, and I love that. That's really what Southwest Metal Fest is all about too. I mean, it's not about, me going, oh, look what I'm doing. It's more about saying, "Look at all these bands and check them out and, support them and that kind of thing." So a lot of people say, "Travis, you're bringing metal." I'm like, "Hey, I'm just trying to make this happen. It's not for the kudos or anything like that." You know what I mean? I'm really not looking for that. It's just a matter of I just get psyched when it happens. That's really it.
Yeah, definitely not for the money either.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I've been losing money on these things, but that's why, again, but I like to have it all age. I like to have it free. Actually got some great sponsors this year, that really have helped me out so much. And I think really with t-shirts and everything, I should pretty much be able to break even, I think. But
Yeah, go through the list, man,
um,
shout them out, man, that's important.
yeah, for sure, definitely. So New Mexico Death Militia. They're actually a branch of the New York Death Militia, which started back in the '80s. A band called Violence, and there was another one too. Some of those New York bands kind of started there. I wanted to call it kind of a street team, but really it was more of a club, a New York Death Militia, sorry, and it kind of started chapters all over the country. And New Mexico, is New Mexico Death Militia. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. Or Cruces, Albuquerque. There's a group of them, and really, what they're all about is metal music. That's it. They go to concerts. They just love music, and that's what they're all about. And so when they saw this, good friends of ours, actually, a lot of them live here in Cruces and really great people. And they got together and decided, hey, man, yeah, we're going to pitch in. We're going to, be a sponsor, which is really awesome because, they're totally sporting the metal scene. So now the other one that's pretty crazy is Sophomore Year. Sophomore Year is actually a killer emo band out of El Paso. Sorry, they played in Vegas. They've done some really great stuff. The drummer is a good friend of mine, but also the singer. I believe it's a singer is the singer for Honey and Barossa as well, which is another metal band in town. And so they kicked in a sponsor as well, which is really cool. You got an emo band sponsoring the metal show, which is so cool. And then Lorenzo's Italian restaurant here in Las Cruces, the best Italian in the area. I used to work there actually. A good friend of mine owns it, and they're killer. I mean, great food. Hubbard's Music and More, which is they sponsored everything I've ever done. We're even talking the Southwest Metal Fest in 2003. They sponsored it, and I used to do Nasty Cactus Showcase 2003, 2004. They sponsored that. My radio show. They do everything. I mean, they help everybody in town. They always give you killer deals when you need it. It's just the best music store in town. As far as I'm concerned, they're the only music store in town. They're the only ones I go to. But then we have Monster House Dispensary, killer dispensary. They actually have a live lounge where they're doing live music and stuff. And I think they are moving to, I don't know if they're moving, but they also have it's called New Mexico Connections or something like that, and it's in a building here that it's a two-story building. Used to be Henry J's hamburger place and C Bistro, all those different things. But now they turned it into a dispensary, but it's also got the lounge. They're doing live music and all that kind of stuff. So Monster House, we actually did a metal show at one of their lounges, and it was just awesome. I mean, killer. So that they're another huge supporter of the metal scene here and music scene. And then we also have QLM, which is a Quantum Leap marketing. Sorry, they did all the marketing for Amador back in the day, and so they used to do all the flyers and everything like that. And so they ended up kicking in and helped me out here with this thing too, which really just has been wonderful. And of course, Grapevine Plaza, which is also Picacho Peak Brewing Company. Granted, we did have to pay for the place, but they're a venue that does weddings and all this kind of stuff, and they gave us a ridiculous deal. I mean, couldn't have gotten any better. So they're definitely sponsored us with that, and of course they're going to be supporting the beer and all that kind of stuff too. And finally, just my company is Nasty Cactus Music. I've been doing promotions and stuff like that. I had a recording studio. I still have a recording studio, but I was doing full-time recording from about 2005 till about 2012, 2013. Kind of slowed down after that once I started doing acoustic shows and stuff, but still do, recordings here and there. I had a CD duplication, which I kind of still do, but nobody really does CDs anymore. So, but I'll do graphic design. I even do a conversion from vinyl and tape and stuff like that to digital format. And then, but mostly right now, it's just a matter of trying to, put shows on and bring bands through and make sure there's music happening. So that's basically all that's all. Oh, we also have two vendors that are showing up that are also sponsors. One of them is called Stubborn Sloth. She does mostly jewelry and stuff. She does some engraving and stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff. And then Shiitake. I think it's shit talk. It's pretty much what he's saying, but it's pretty cool. I was like, "Are you talking mushroom or are you talking shit talk?" And he said, "Yeah, both." So, but he's I guess like a clothing line. He comes up with really cool, funny stuff on his t-shirts, and so he's going to be selling. I think this is his debut, actually coming out and selling stuff. So, some pretty funny stuff. Actually, he's got some pretty funny t-shirts. So they're going to be setting up booth as well. So that's we got a big old group of people that have jumped in. Of course, all the bands as well. Really, it's all about the bands, anyways. If it wasn't for them, we couldn't do it, anyways. So.
Yeah, and real quick, off the top of my head, like you mentioned Bedbug. Obviously, your band Shalem's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Your bandmates also in the band, Cruces Cult, they're gonna be there, right?
Yeah, Cruces Cult will be there as well. Yeah, Roger from Shalem, the drummer, he's also in Cruces Cult.
He's good too.
Of course, we got he's great, dude. Amazing drummer. I'm lucky to be able to jam with him. But Cruces Cult, one of my favorite metal bands, especially in Las Cruces. They've been around for a long time. I want to say back in 2000, early 2000s. And then we have, of course, the three Alamogordo bands. We got Burning Sunday coming down, and everybody knows them. They're on KLQ and everything else. Plays shows all over the place. Bartman, of course, one of the coolest guys there is in the area. Aggressor, who's been around way longer. They were actually around, Burning Sunday as well. Back when I had another band called New Mexican Erection, which we were together like 94 to 2005. So we were playing with them way back in the day. So Aggressor, Burning Sunday, one of the newer bands, Demolicious, a killer band from Alamogordo as well. Really cool band.
Actually, they just played Rock House
And
on Saturday. They played the Rock
yeah,
Dosa too.
yeah, exactly. That's right. The Riodoso benefit concert. That's right. There was a bunch of great bands on that one, actually. That was cool. They got the KTSM and everything too. It was on the TV, which was just badass. That was
Yeah.
really cool. So, and then we got Heinous Mutation, one of my favorites. I love Heinous Mutation. Well, I always say one of my favorites because I have so many damn favorites. But
That was my first band I got into. I moved here in 2010, but Heinous, or I'm sorry, not Heinous. I'm sorry. I like Heinous too. I'm thinking Epitaph Romance. That was the first band I got
oh,
into.
Oh, I love those guys too. Actually, yeah, Chris, he's done shirts for us and stuff before too. So, but yeah, great band. Actually, they're really cool. Yeah, I haven't seen them in a long time, man. They're a great band. But yeah, Heinous Mutation, they're kind of I don't know, I always think of kind of a Slayer feel. They're just, I don't know, they just got such a killer tone, man. I just
They've been
dig them
taking it easy though, because they used to literally gig everywhere. Like they would
all the
gig eight
time.
days a week if you let them, and they've been kind of chilling out lately.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I was gonna say I haven't. The last time I really talked to them, they did the Amador. We had the Mount Metal. We were doing a Thursday night thing at the Amador there for a while, and they played there for us. Great band. Like I said, I dig them. We also have Ojo Malo. They've been doing a lot lately and actually got some new music out. I just heard it on KLQ. KLQ was, oh, that's right. KLQ. I can't say they sponsored us really, but they gave me a really good deal on radio spots and they let us sponsor the KLQ Connected. I did a little interview with Ray and they played it this last Sunday. And then they played a bunch of the bands that are going to be on the festival. So that was really cool of them to to do that as well. So, but Oh Malo, I heard one of their new songs, which is killer stuff. Oh, and No Suffer. I think they played a No Suffer song too, which is another ridiculously killer band. I mean, those guys are just amazing. Infernal Seer, I just found out yesterday they had to drop out, which is a real bummer. The drummer, I guess, has been going through a lot of issues with carpal tunnel and different stuff like that. And it just has really come to a head where he's just like, I just can't even do it. He's been practicing and trying to, and he's not even being able to hold the sticks and stuff. So he's got to do some therapy and get back to it, which, he's one of the best drummers in the area for sure. So a band that had to back out in the first place called Beyond the Ash, got a new drummer and they're ready to go. So they're jumping into their position. So we got Beyond the Ash back on it. They're from Cruces, another killer band as well. One of my favorites. And then Death Benefits, they're kind of a younger band here in Las Cruces, but they're kind of taking over the scene. Really, they've been touring. They've just played in Silver City. They go to Albuquerque. They're getting out there a little bit more. So, but yeah, Scum. I can't forget Scum. Oh my God, Scum, killer band. I've only seen them once now. It was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Here in Las Cruces, they did a show, and wow, I mean, just evil and sick and just crazy. I just loved it, man. They're such a great band. So yeah, I mean, we're just packed with that. Bedbug, like I said, is young band, and the reason I kind of found out about him is because one of our sponsors from a Monster House, it's actually his son that plays a drum, and he had mentioned to me, that they did this band, and he said, "Can I get him on there?" I said, "Well, it's already full, I can't do it." And then Beyond the Ash dropped out, and again, there was a lot of other bands I could have called, but I was like, it'd be cool to get a young band on there to open it up. So that's why I called them and got them on there. So, but yeah, so that's the band, 13 bands. It's just gonna kick ass, man. I'm just psyched. Can't wait to hear all the bands. That's what I get to be a concert goer as well. So
When does your band go on? What spot are you in? Or what
Uh,
spot
we
is Shayla?
play we play 8:45, so I think we're like 4th to the end or something like that. Um, yeah, 8:45, and then Beyond the Ash will be on at 9:30, and then we got Scum, and then Death Benefits. Death Benefits gonna headline it. And yeah, No Suffers right before us, which is kinda weird. I should have had them after us. Actually, it's funny because really when it came to when we were gonna play, I hate trying to figure it out. I usually put us like early, and I told my band, I said, "You tell me what time you guys wanna play." So that way it wasn't on me. I don't know, this whole year, I'm like, "Let's have other people kinda help me decide on this." That's what they came up with, and I said, "Okay, cool. We'll do that, man. I'm down with that." So, yeah, so that's one of the biggest parts is obviously deciding between the bands because there's so many great bands, and then the hardest part is figuring out where to put everybody because nobody wants to open, and I get that. It's a hard thing to do. But really what I've tried to do this year is make sure that we're gonna try to get people there early. So, um, you know, with all the advertisement and everything else, I'm crossing my fingers. That's all I could do.
Now, what time are doors at? You said bands are at 2, so what time are the doors open?
Yeah, pretty much 1 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be over there noon, just, because we're setting up on Friday. Everything will get set up on Friday, which is nice. And then, noon on Saturday, I'll be there. So pretty much after that point, anybody wants to get there, of course, they're welcome to come. I think the food trucks will be there close to 2, so that's when everything will pretty much kick off.
Yeah, it's like you're kicking off festival season here in the Southwest. You got your event this weekend, September
Yeah.
20th. You got me and Danny doing Southwest Power Fest.
Power
Literally a
fast,
week
yeah.
later, Bartman doing Harvest Fest. It's a good time of year. I like
I
this.
I 100%, man. Yeah, it's cool because well, the funny thing is I was trying to get a little later so it'd be a little cooler. But, I guess, yeah, we're kicking it off here in August. Next year, we'll probably try to do maybe September or something like that. Problem with that is I don't wanna do it on the same time as, all these other festivals, so that's always a challenge to make sure we're not doing it the same weekends.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I missed the second one, unfortunately, but I was at the first one. That was awesome.
Yeah, for sure, and, honestly, yeah, that Power Fest sounds like a blast too. I've got a friend, actually the stage manager for Southwest Metal Fest, her name's Raven, Angela, and she's been helping out, I guess, with that thing too. I think there's gonna be, like, wrestling there and all types of crazy
Yeah, we got
stuff, I
some
think.
lucha. We got some. Actually, I was talking to her, or Danny was talking to her more than I was. But yeah, she recommended some other bands that she knew. I mean, a lot of people helping out. I got some lucha libre guys coming in. Danny reached out. We got a bunch of cosplayers doing. We have adult and child costume contest with prizes. We got polka dancers, a belly dancer. We're just trying to. We want like you. We want family friendly. We want to get everybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, totally, touch all bases. Yeah, no doubt about it. And yeah, I guess she's, SCA and stuff like that, and so that's why, there's a big group of that, which is really cool. And, the music, I mean, Powerfest, what a great name for it too, because there's
That's
some
all
killer,
Danny. It's
killer
his brainchild. I'm the
uh,
guy he has to team up with, and that's Danny gets the credit for that.
Well, that's awesome. No, great name, and I mean, the bands, kind of fit the bill as well, so that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So this weekend, the 23rd, this Saturday, band doors at 1, bands at 2. Anything else?
I think that's it. I'll just mention again, it's, all age free, go till midnight. Pretty much right at the end is when we're giving the guitar away, so you gotta be there to get it. But everybody gets a raffle ticket, and then if you wanna buy some more raffle tickets, you're welcome to do that as well. T-shirts, and actually, we still have some T-shirts left over from last year. They weren't the greatest. The place I went through didn't do a great job on them, but I still have 'em. We're gonna sell them for like $5 or something like that. So we'll have some, last year's T-shirts. We got the new ones, look amazing if they get here on time. I sure hope they do. But yeah, other than that, yeah, we're looking forward to it. Can't wait to get there and just make it happen for sure.
Yeah, I'll be there bright and early, goofing off with Bartman the whole time, dude.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time, bro. No doubt about it.
Anything else you wanna drop? Any projects you wanna announce or any upcoming
Gosh,
Shalem releases or
well, actually, yeah, no, Shalem does have a single that we recorded down in El Paso at Strange Days Studio with Jams Rockmore, and Hector C was actually our engineer and producer on it. It's called Tempest of Time. We have not released it. We recorded quite a while back, but we haven't released it just because I really haven't had time to sit down and figure out video and this kind of stuff. So soon we will be releasing it. I talked to Daniel on KLAQ, and he's gonna premiere it probably on KLAQ, and then after that, we'll go ahead and release it online and stuff like that. So that should be in the next couple weeks, hopefully. So
awesome, look forward to that, man.
yeah, thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, thank you so much for having me on here, dude, and doing this stuff, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you
It's
coming
great,
on, man. Looking forward to
Yeah,
seeing
it's
you this
great what you
Saturday.
do for the scene. Like I
Thank
always tell
you.
you, it's great what you do for the scene. And yeah, we're always going to work together if we can, man. When it comes to bringing El Paso, Cruces, and Alamogordo together, for sure.
Yeah, and I just wanna pick up on that real quick. I said, the Las Cruces fans have always been great. They come to El Paso, they hit up Rock House, they hit up all the downtown bars, and, like, El Paso,
Yeah.
man, we need to reciprocate. Come on, guys, like,
Right? Come on, join in, man. I was going to say
you will not be
that's one thing.
disappointed.
I just, as in metal, and for me, it's all about being a brotherhood, man, helping each other out, supporting each other. There's times where I've seen El Paso where the bands, show up and then take off when the other bands get up there, and that's a bummer, because it is all about supporting each other, and that's why I like the Metal Fest here in Cruces. We bring everybody together, and that's what it's all about, just supporting each other. So.
Yeah, like, I had you guys, I had a long show. I think I put you guys 1st or 2nd. You guys are to the very end party. I mean, that's what it's all about, you know?
100%. I always try, even when I'm a teacher and I gotta get up early, I'm like, "I can't leave, I gotta see the bands." I just it's that's the whole thing. I mean, I love playing in a band, I love being part of the shows, in that respect as a musician, but even more so, I mean, just being part of the crowd, man, it's just awesome to see all these bands, and, a lot of them I know people and stuff too, so it makes it that much more exciting as well. So, but yeah, again, we always try to support my other guys. My bass player actually works in El Paso on the east side, but he lives here, and so a lot of times he comes home and then has to go back down there for a gig, and then come home and then go back for work. So it's tough for some of these guys. And my drummer has kids and all that. And for me, obviously, I have to get up early, but it's all about supporting the bands. I try my best to do that. So.
Exactly, man. Appreciate everything you do, man. Like I said, I appreciate everything you do, not just for Cruces, but for El Paso, for Alamo, for everything, for the state of New Mexico. I mean, you've won a few awards. I know at least one I saw you won like a year or 2
Yeah,
ago.
Shalem actually won in 2023. I think we won for best metal song, and then we were nominated the year before that. Or actually, did we win last year? I wanted that. We were nominated, and then we won the next year. My other band, Wormhole, which broke up in 2018, had won the best metal song back in 2018. Of course, we broke up like 3 months later, but
No.
but yeah. So, and I've had in my studio, I've had a lot of people come out of my studio and actually go win awards too, just with the recordings and stuff, which is really cool too. That's always great to be part of it as a producer as well. But yeah, so that's a cool thing. We have New Mexico Music Awards. It's actually based in Albuquerque, and it's great because anybody in the state can enter it, but it has to be produced in New Mexico. That's why we didn't enter our Tempest of Time, the new song, because we produced it all in El Paso, so we weren't able to submit it, unfortunately. But that's
Yeah,
okay
James is
too.
telling me about that. So yeah, New Mexico takes together Rome, but it's gotta be 100% New Mexico or they won't consider it.
Yeah, and well, it could have been like if we recorded in El Paso and then came and produced it up here, or something, or recorded here, produced it there. As long as it has some kind of piece of New Mexico, or that kind of thing, whether it's a studio or produced here or something like that. So because I've seen bands where they've done something a little bit out of state and then they finish it up here, that kind of thing. So So it's a bummer that that's the case, but it's also kind of cool because it does kind of, just showcase our, New Mexico musicians and stuff, which is pretty groovy.
Now, are you producing any bands other than your own, other than Flat Black and Shalem?
Just Flat Black. I used to, kind of have a record label, and I worked with several bands back in the day where we were kind of a group. We'd actually play a lot of gigs together and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, basically just Shalem Flat Black. And then, my acoustic thing whenever I do that. I've kind of slowed down on that with the teaching and everything like that. But yeah, that's basically it. Just Flat Black is more of a, cover band. We're a play all night kind of band and, make money kind of band. Shalem's more about writing songs and we do all original. We had one cover we did at one point, oh, Typo Negative song that we were doing. We haven't played it forever. We gotta pull it out, but it's all about writing music with that, and so we usually play with other bands and that kind of thing where Flat Blacks, does a whole night by themselves. So that's the kind of variety there, the difference there, I guess, so.
Well, I mean, a lot of original bands, they kinda crap on cover bands, but that's where the money is. I mean, at a typical
Yeah,
non-venue bar, they want covers. They want, like I said, they want
yeah.
Flat Black to play all night, not a 30-minute original set.
Exactly, that's the hard part too, and with Flat Black, we do have an album of all original material out. I think it's got, like, 13 songs, original songs on it. It's called Down and Dirty, and you can find that online as well, and it's got some killer songs. They're pretty much like blues rock, kinda hard rock, that kinda thing, and it's a great album, but, we get into the gigs and, people are dancing, the last thing you wanna do is throw out a song they don't know or, that kinda thing, so we just kinda have been sticking with, covers and, doing that kind of thing. Even we could play originals, but it just, you just wanna get people out there dancing and have a good time, so that's really what it's all about.
Keep them staying, keep them drinking, keep the money coming in.
That's
That's the
right,
name of the
that's right.
game,
And they call you back. They say, "Come on back."
most importantly.
That's right, for sure.
Yeah, I don't wanna take up too much of your time, but everyone remember this Saturday, August 23rd, doors at 1, show at 2, 13 bands, raffle for a guitar, T-shirts, food trucks, some damn good beer. Anything else you gotta add to it?
Man, you just touched all bases, man. That's spectacular. Yeah, yeah, thank you, bro, and one more time, I appreciate everything you do for the scene, and thank you for having me on, bro. I really do appreciate it.
Anytime, man. You know it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and anything you ever need as well. Dude, I can't wait to hang out on Saturday, man. We're gonna have a good time.
Fuck yeah, we are.
Right on.
Take care,
Okay,
bro.
brother, well, have a good one. Thank you very much, man. Okay, later, brother.